Hello everyone, today we are going to be covering Mark Sargent interviewing Angels of Heavy. Angels of Light. No, I mean Angels of Heavy. Bagels of Pies. Angels put him near an orbit and here desatellite it. What's his name? Angels of Light, that's the dude, yeah. Fat guy, likes to eat a lot whilst talking about Flat Earth. We're going to be covering an interview he did with Mark Sargent. I'm just going to do a quick quote from that interview. Angels of Heavy says, I always knew I was special. Yeah, so did we, buddy. So did we. If you are watching on TikTok and you're a flat earther, you are free to join the stream and debate me. I will cancel what I'm doing and just speak to you instead. But of course, all flat earthers are cowards. Flat Earth is dumb. Prove me wrong. You won't, because number one, flat earthers are all fucking idiots and they can't prove me wrong. And number two, you're all scared and run away because of the big bad FTFE. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be covering the interview Mark Sargent did with Angels of Heavy. Angels of Light. I keep getting that wrong. And it's going to be fucking hilarious. Trust me, the amount of derp is insane. You will require one of these whilst watching in case you have to protect your face from face palms. Now, this is a live stream, right? And that means that you don't really get a choice as to what happens in the live stream. You have to stay there and watch whatever I do. I'm about to play an intro. If you're watching this as a VOD later on, you can just skip the next 90 seconds or so, and you won't have to watch the intro. But if you're here, live, watching, then you have to watch, and there is a rule. The rule is, as I play the intro, you dance. If you don't dance, I send Daniel Pratt to your home. If you do dance, I promise, I'll send you a cookie.
Flat Earth expert Mark Sargent thinks the moon landing was a hoax.
Technically, the moon itself is a hoax.
Right, but betting with Sportsbet's new iPhone app?
I could do this standing on my head.
Thanks, Gravity. Sportsbet's new iPhone app. It's foolproof.
The FTFE show. Welcome to the FTFE show. Welcome to the FTFE show. Earth think that evolution is real. Chemtrails don't exist, vaccines work. Climate change is happening, we landed on the moon. The FTFE show. Welcome to the FTFE show. Welcome to the FTFE show.
Tapping your foot is not dancing, Batabon, do it properly.
Baby, it's not alright.
We're living on a disk, floating through space, with a tiny sun.
They stink, they smell, and they cannot spell. The kings of the dumpster fire straight out of hell. Reality rejects don't care about truth. They are fearful of facts. They're allergic to proof. TikTok's worse. Kids with noses full of snot. Confidence is high, but their IQ's not. Short attention spans. They can't finish a thought. For clip-hunting truthers, truth matters now. They don't want truth, or they wouldn't tell lies. Like you can't tell the ground from looking up in the sky. No map, no model, just vibes and memes. Move the sun or ignore it on the garbage pail team. Garbage pail, talking big, thinking small. Garbage pail, bouncing brains against the wall. Garbage pail, TikTok, look what you did. From mom's basement to our screens, it's the garbage pail kids. Garbage pail, think they can't be wrong. Garbage pail, caught this strong. Garbage pail, toddlers like angels are shite, and his big dirt daddy getting dirty all night. Garbage pail, thinks planes nose down. Garbage pail, say we don't spin around. Garbage pail, keep on lying to kids. Yes, this is the garbage pail kids. And they stink.
Thank you to Jeranism, as always, for that wonderful bit of media there. Right, so today we are covering Angels of Light, or Bagels of Pies, Angels of Heavy, whatever you want to call him. Put Angels over there and he'd deorbit that satellite. Me and Jaren came up with a bunch of names for him, actually. If you're going to super chat today, do me a favour and give me a nickname for Angels of Light, referencing the fact that he's a big old fatty. And I can make fun of people that are fat, because I used to be fat. So, if you'd like to do me a favour, guys, and share the stream, that is the best way to support the channel. If you share the stream outside of YouTube or TikTok, then it really tickles those algorithms and makes the YouTubes and the TikToks very, very happy. You can share it with your mum, share it with your dad, share it with your brothers and your sisters, share it with your friends, share it with your enemies. Share it with your maths teacher. Share it with the guy on the street with a sandwich board on that says the end is nigh. Write the URL of the channel on a brick and throw that brick through a near window. That sometimes works or gets me in trouble. It's one of them. But yeah, please share the stream. It massively helps. You can also like and subscribe. That helps as well. And running alongside the stream, there is obviously super chats and memberships that you are able to support the channel with directly. That really, really does help. If you don't want to give YouTube or TikTok any money, then paypal.me/FTFE will directly help me. So thank you very much. We've got one membership super chat already from Robert Pimlott, who says, after they've been a member for 9 months, I will resist. It's taking over. No, you can't resist. You will dance. Yes, Batterbond, Angels of Heavy, as in the opposite of light, because he's a big boy. So what we're doing today is we are covering an interview that Mark Sargent, you know, the guy that fawns over Patricia Steer and still hasn't washed his cap since she wore it, interviewing Angels of Shite, Bagels of Pies. I can't remember what his name is. It's a funny fat name, anyway, you know. And yeah, it's 2 hours odd, so probably not going to get through the entire thing. We can continue covering it tomorrow if we need to, but it's going to be fun. Of course, we are also live on the TikToks, and on TikTok, if you are a flat earther, then feel free to join and give me your best evidence that the earth is actually flat. Evidence that exclusively shows that the earth is flat, not something that could also be considered a globe earth evidence, because that would be dumb. Of course, you won't. You're all cowards. But if you're watching on TikTok, do me a favour. Go and tag all of your favourite Flerfs that you love laughing at. And, you know, send them over here to see if they're brave enough to debate me. Angels of Fries says, Aussie Sal, perfect. I love it. Oh, we've got one Flerf, effed up world, in the TikTok chat. Of course, they're able to join. Evening Bob on TikTok, how you doing? Yeah, make sure you share the stream because that'll get more Flerfs over here, of course. Hello on YouTube with Borg Emporia, F Grudge, your pal Al Retro Gamer, Rachbot, Clive Wells, Seth Batterbond, Cosmic Conspiracy for Life, Hackram, Zumi, my favourite tomato. We've got a whole bunch of you there. I probably can't read out all the names because Michael Cooper, Rubiks, of course, the amazing Rubiks. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't received your cookie for dancing, then it's Rubik's fault. Just blame them completely, okay? Nitsu for £2 says, the earth is flat and infinite. Rescind your lie. No. And that wasn't an insult for Bagel of Pies. Angels of Lies. Angels of Light. Angels of Heavy. Oh, fuck's sake. I'm never going to get that right, am I? But yeah. So that's what we're doing today. But please, if you are going to super chat, do me a favour and make it a direct insult to the chunky boy known as Angels of Light, who isn't light. He's very, very heavy. Bob has shared the live with more than 10 friends. Thank you, Bob. I do appreciate it. You are amazing. We've got 1,200 likes on TikTok already, so that's cool. You can also send gifts and stuff and make me have mustache and things like that. That's always funny. Right. Borg asks, did I enjoy the last Endurance episode? It was my favourite episode of Star Trek Endurance that we have done so far. If you guys don't know, every Friday I am part of a Star Trek D&D group on Top Hats Off. We recently had a episode centred around my character, 7 of 12, Tactical 3, Species 5008, TAC, the tactical officer on board the USS Kong Z. That was a lot of fun. Random dude on the internet retracted their message. Oh, why would you do that? Clive Wells says, my mum used to make Angel's Delight when I was a kid. Angel Delight, that was a fucking, retro dessert there. Good lord. Ilan Uluk says, so now we're okay with body shaming? Well, you know what? Flat Earthers spent years calling me fight the tight shirt. So 100% I'm going to call out the tubby fuck known as Angels of Light. Heavy. Bagels of Pies. One of them. I don't know what it is. Miss Cake says 7 of 12. Yeah, my character is an ex-Borg Klingon, who is the tactical officer aboard the USS Kong Z. Right, so here we go. We have Angels of Light being interviewed by Mark Sargent with some other derps on board. Hope you enjoy the stream, guys. Love you all. Not you, Gary. You know what you did.
Is any of it real?
None of it. But don't tell anyone, okay? Wait, you're not recording this, are you?
Did I tell you about the flat Earth? Everyone knows. But you know what? Earth.
We don't need their dumb intros.
Landing was a hoax.
Tech do this day.
Holy shit.
Straight to you from a large spaceship, currently at war with mainstream science. Meanwhile, the Peanut Gallery says, F around and find out started as a harmless curiosity, the kind where you poke the obviously labeled do not touch button and tell yourself it'll probably be fine. Spoiler alert, it was not fine. F around and find out is the moment confidence overruns common sense, trips and face plants in public while everyone else suddenly finds religion and says, I told you so. Welcome to Strange World, where the truth is often stranger than fiction. I'm your host, Mark Sargent, the creator of Flat Earth Clues, which propose that all of us are living inside a Truman Show enclosed structure thousands of miles wide. Just Google Flat Earth Mark. If you can't find it, well, you're just not very good at the internet.
Yeah, do me a favor, do Google the Flat Earth Clues by Mark Sargent, and you'll more than likely find Bob the Science Guy's debunks of that. dcubed r/ddcubed in the TikTok chat asks for asked about Flat Earth University. Yes, that's by the fake Flat Earther Stephen Alonso, who attempted to sue me recently but backed down after I called his bluff. He created a fake university which gave himself a fake PhD. Ellen Ulick is trying to tag Tubby Bear. Feel free to tag Tubby Bear. I'm still going to make fun of the fat shite known as Angels of Light. Again, I had years of flat earthers calling me fight the tight shirt and calling me fat and calling me tubby. So I'm just doing it back because I'm fucking allowed and I want to. Angels of Light is a arrogant, narcissistic prick who's probably going to die of a coronary before he's 30. Eileen Ulick says, gloves are off, sweetheart. I'm not wearing any gloves, dumbass. Just a Green Lantern ring. Oh no, you called a flat earther fat. What am I going to do? Suck it up, sweetheart. F Grudge says, I love your Jar Jar Binks tattoo. Get the fuck out. Thank you for your €2 super chat. I do appreciate it. But remember, super chats today should be exclusively making fun of the fat tubby fuck known as Angels of Light. Thank you, Ben the J, who says that he thinks I look handsome. I do appreciate it. I know, I'm fucking gorgeous. Yeah, Jerk, yes, that is Jerk, of course.
Currently, this show is on Tuesday nights at 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern, and yes, Caroline, if it is not January 13th, 2020, on Friday on Rockfin. Quote of the day. You ready, DJ? We're going to do the whole book this year, and we'll be done by summer, I guarantee it. Number 31, buy whatever kids are selling on card tables in their front lawn. You know,
some of the best lemonade that way.
Damn, you're from back in the day. It's fine. I don't agree with that because again, it really depends on where you live. I grew up in Washington. Convertibles were not really a thing. However, I would like to in fact, the saying that's the opposite. It's like, no, do unto others as they do unto you. And it's like, no, that's not how it goes. However, that does not mean, if somebody does.
Is there just going to be a bunch of waffle here? Let's get on with interviewing Angels of Shite, please.
Something to you, and that's a tough call now. That's a whole nother thing. The difference between them, well, Peanut has some culture.
Peanut, that's remarkable.
He says as he's like throwing out an empty pack of cigarettes and starting another one. Yeah,
right. Is that what he was listening to in the tank? Just
exactly. Yeah, you listening to Mozart in the tank, my man. Okay, my co-host
Blowing
on-
sheep up with his Beethoven.
Yeah. My co-host right next to me is the always delightful DJ Curious. What's happening, DJ?
What is up, strange world? Woo!
Woo! Should we ask the audience to forgive us already in advance? Just
Is
so
it
they don't
already
get in the
cutting
chat
out?
all the time?
Am I cutting out already?
No, not yet. So DJ recently upgraded his internet service, and of course, Murphy's Law said him. So
10 minutes of waffling, and they haven't got down to anything yet. So this is typical Flerf, just wasting time. Of course, you see angels of light, angels of lies, bagels of pies, angels of heavy, sitting in the corner there. So fat, he can't even fit on the screen. Oh no, are you going to cry again that I called a flat earther fat?
and you'll know because the lights in his kitchen that are blinking they'll be frozen a steady color. That's the big tip. Remember, the best way to find other Flat Earth members like yourself is to get the Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app. Yeah, it's cheap, it's easy, and you can use it to convert others into the great and powerful Flat Earth Army.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to leak your data to the world, then please get the Flat Earth Sun Zodiac Clock app made by Potato Man Dave Weiss. Literally the most insecure app that exists. I can use that app and just find where you live. In fact, I can go and look at Dave Weiss's house whenever I want because of his app. Balloony, maybe they're a Flerf. Let's see if... oh. Looks like there might be a Flerf. Let's see what they want.
Hey.
Hello, are you a flat earther?
Fight the flat earth.
Yes, are you a flat earther?
No.
Okay. Well,
sorry, I'm trying to fix my mic here. There we go.
All right, one sec. Let me switch audio just so everyone can hear you. I do only really want to have flat earthers on to debate. How can I help you, my friend?
Oh, so you were looking to do like a one-on-one with flat earthers? I can invite a few people.
Yeah, any Flerfs are welcome to join. This is not an echo chamber.
Okay.
I will be here just dunking on flat earthers, but if if any flat earthers want to join, I am willing to stop talking about Mark Sargent and just get them on screen and argue with them instead, because that's fucking hilarious.
All right, I'll spread the word FTFE. Okay.
Yes, thank you very much. All right, I'll just switch my audio back 1 second. Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. There we go.
Like you and me and DJ and that. Oh yeah, Peanut Gallery. By the way, Peanut Gallery is with us tonight. I know he hasn't been here for a few weeks. Peanut, give me some sort of shout out.
You must be cultured to properly kill people. Remember?
Thank you, Peanut. Love that. Yeah. So you listen to Mozart while you're on a murder spree. Yeah, that's good.
That's diabolical.
Yeah, it is.
It's a little sociopathic
and elegant, really. That's supervillain stuff.
So this is apparently special guest Angels of Light. They're now 11 minutes into their stream, and they haven't once mentioned Angels of Light or introduced him to the stream, or pointed out the fact that most of him isn't on the screen, because it's really hard to fit him on the screen, of course. Ted Koresh requested to join as a guest. I hope they are a flat earther. Let's see.
G'day,
Hello.
mate. How are you?
Hello, are you a flat earther?
I'm an ex-flat earther, but what I would like you to ask Angels of Lies is why does the Southern Cross rotate around Sigmar Candace? He came into my life last
say that
night.
again. I just put your audio through. Say that again, friend.
Okay. He came into my live last night and will not answer the question about the Southern Cross rotating around Sigmar Candace.
Well, that's because
So
he's dumb as fuck and doesn't understand anything. He thinks that a silhouette is a shadow, and that you can't refract a shadow, even though a shadow would be defined by the light around it. Of course, Angels of Light isn't what we call a smart person. So yeah, of course he's dumb. But yeah, I would really like just the Flerfs to join. I do appreciate you coming on, and so go and find as many Flerfs as you can and get them to join.
All right, see ya.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, that would have had an echo because I forgot to turn off my mic coming in. My bad.
That's serial killer status.
Yeah. And honestly, that straight of that movie is not so innocent. And they had to change it for the American version.
Let's see if we can get to the point where it actually starts talking to Angels of Heavy.
Trailer for that one, because I don't think it's if it's a knockoff of Jabberjaw, or it's related in some way. Got a cup of cocoa with exactly 6 tiny marshmallows, and we'll probably listen to the playback in the morning. No. Well, I'll be kind of... Okay, let's show off the background, shall we? Okay, so the background for this evening, brought to you by DJ and me, is the Angels of Light. This is our special guest for this evening, who we're going to bring on pretty soon. Yeah, there you go. We got the that cool thing with the wings on it. I thought that was very good. We had a couple.
That would be a biblically accurate angel, Mark, next to a fat tub of shite. Anyone else going to complain about me calling Angels of Light fat? Because there's going to be a lot of that in this stream. Tubby boy over there that doesn't know what a fucking shadow is.
Choices for this one seemed more stable.
Hey, look at Angel. He looks so good.
Yeah.
He's got the best, like, I'm gonna destroy you, globe scum scowl I've ever seen.
Yeah, let's do full screen. Yeah, there he is.
Yeah. He's like
actually looks like he's not showered in a week. And I can just smell the meatballs coming off of him.
Globe is dead.
Yes.
But he's got that cool accent that I can't do.
You guys can't see, but underneath Angels is actually Dave Weiss's hand up his ass controlling him, because he's basically a ventriloquist dummy for Dave Weiss, the potato boy.
Damn.
The Australian accent? I'm not going to do an Australian accent because they will insult. I will offend.
Pardon me,
Australian people.
But yeah, I love this. This is like a biblically accurate angel. I don't know what the heck is going on, but
the whole Ezekiel wheels within a wheel thing. Yeah.
Yep. And it's on his logo, so I was like, oh, this will be fun. Let's see what we can come up with. The animation to quality work.
I give to me
officially here. He made it to Florida.
I think he made it.
We're going to see how long it takes before he actually brings on his guest Angels of Light, and he starts spouting some fucking nonsense.
Oh, that's great. Well, shout out to you. I like this one.
Yeah, I don't have any problem with it. Let's see, Minnesota meetup, January 24th. That promo was on my channel, and see, were like a staple in all Western countries. All of them. Every country made Saturday morning cartoons for kids. I don't know what it is. Difference, but I'm American, right? So
right. It seems to be 23 minutes into the stream, and they have not yet brought on their guest. They've just had him half on the screen, which is hilarious.
I can get away with stuff. By the way, you like my triangle?
Hello, it's me. And TikTok says Angels just put the fries in the bag, boy. No, I don't want any flat earther working at McDonald's or anything, because I don't want to make my fucking food. Could you imagine? Good lord.
So I have a friend who's a Kiwi. They taught me. Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hypnotic, by the way. This is sort of a. I'm gonna see if I can find one with an all-seeing eye.
Angels of Light, everybody. He schools Globers down under. Please, let's welcome Angel to Strange World.
Oh my god, did he just get fatter as he joined? What the fuck? It looked like he ate the flat earth there. Jesus.
Hey man.
Yo, what's going on, people?
What's up?
The dome.
There you go. And are you with Pixie? Did I hear her laugh?
That's it right there.
Hey.
Hi guys, good to see you again.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here as well. Welcome to Strange World.
Yay.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah, everything looks great. Sounds great. So I'm going to let Mark start us off.
So who's that with him then? I haven't seen that lady before. Please tell me he hasn't managed to trick some poor girl into becoming his girlfriend, because could you imagine them being in the same bed? She'd get fucking crushed. Although I only see one pillow on his bed, so it's very unlikely he actually has a girlfriend, right? Why do flat earthers either have to broadcast from their bedroom or a fucking car? And look, he's got the azimuthal equidistant projection map on behind him, which has clearly been debunked over and over and over as the flat earth. Aussie Sal says that's his girlfriend. How the fuck has he managed to get a girlfriend? Ooh, that's gross. Rocketman says they're going to make a prediction that he says planes need to dip, firmament, and no refraction. Well, yeah, those are things that he says a lot because he's dumb as fuck. Look out for the point in the stream where he says that he always knew that he was special, which we all agree with.
Really, you're nervous about buffering? That's what you want me to do this?
Has it been, or are we good? If I'm
No,
fine,
you're good. You're good. I don't see Peanut. Do you notice any problems? I don't see any problems. I was trying to see if I could figure out, because StreamYard changed their stuff, and I was gonna.
I wonder if he managed to, that T-shirt he's ordered was, did he have to get it specially ordered? XXXXXL? I mean, did you see him lean back then? Good lord.
Put the comments on the screen, and it won't.
That's right. Yeah. Hold up your moobs.
Yeah, Peanut says so far so good. Hit me, DJ.
Well, Angel, I've been definitely keeping up with your TikTok. I love all the conversations, the evidence that you go over.
There is no flat Earth evidence. He came and presented globe Earth evidence, and then lied about refraction and didn't understand what a shadow was. Just look at some of my recent TikToks and shorts. You will see how fucking stupid he is.
The debates, and why don't you walk us back to the beginning? Kind of give us a little bit of your backstory, and then we definitely want to hear how you got first exposed to flat Earth, and we'll pick up from there.
I imagine some kind of head injury.
Yeah, so basically 2020, all the chaos that was happening during that, pretty hard time for me. Melbourne, where I live, copped that pretty bad. We had like the worst lockdowns and all that. But after that, in 2021, I was studying music. I got an advanced diploma in music performance. And then basically...
Yeah, but no one can hire you to be on stage because there's weight limits. Is that right? Tim Davidson, $5 says, Pam, a non-stick cooking spray. Butter, a non-spray cooking stick. Get out, Tim. F Grudge for €2 says, Angels of Light is even fatter than old Craig. I know, is that fucking possible? I mean, at the moment, I'm actually putting on weight, but that's because I keep adding muscle to my body. OG Yeti for $2 says, good news, I'm letting itsarubiks go free. Well, I'm not. They're in my basement, and they get to fucking stay there until I say so, which will be forever. One sec. How you doing down there, Rubiks? The shorts coming on all right? Well, I know it's been cold the past... I mean, it's rained every day in Fife this year so far, so I don't get... You probably are cold and damp, I know. What do you mean you're thirsty? I've explained to you several times, the wall in the west corner has some damp on it. If you're thirsty, just lick the wall. I don't care if it tastes like lead. That's because there's lead. You know what? When you cry, it just makes me want to shut the door on you. Well, the trap door anyway. Fucking... Seriously. Guys, I would seriously advise not getting a captive and keeping them in your basement. It's a lot of work.
My best friend Paul got me into the Bible, because I was always a God believer. Regardless,
there's no way that you're fit in the Bible. You're too fat.
Regardless of the shape of the earth. So, I was looking into the Bible, the biblical side of things. I'm like, okay, yeah, the Bible seems to be pretty interesting because it's got like prophecies in different areas where it's like, how did they know this? And like, how does that work? And so I was kind of...
The Bible has no prophecies that have ever come true. The Bible is simply a book of lies and plagiarisms from previous religions. Every single story in the Bible can be traced back to another religion of some kind. Like Noah's Ark is just the Epic of Gilgamesh. These things are all found in places prior to the Bible. I did used to say that the Ten Commandments were the Egyptian Book of the Dead, but I was wrong about that, and I like to admit when I'm wrong. If you want to see an interesting discussion about the Bible and flat Earth, I will have a biblical scholar on the channel with me on Wednesday, along with MC Toon, and we're going to discuss whether the Bible is actually a flat Earth book, and that's going to be quite interesting. Miss Cake says in TikTok, GoFundMe, buy Rubiks a new bale of straw. No, I'll just take that money.
Seeing that the Bible was kind of a divine book. It wasn't just, words on a bit of paper, right? And then basically...
The Bible is definitely just words on a bit of paper written by sheep herders several thousand years ago who knew fuck all about anything to do with the earth, of course. Hackram for $5 Australian says he thinks planes have dip. like he likes to dip corn chips. Yeah, probably in lard. Look at the fucking size of him. Gary IOW for £5 says, stupid American platform. You can watch someone get blown away with a gun, but you can't call someone a cunt. Freedom. Oh shit. Yeah, TikTok might not like me saying the word see you next Tuesday. I have to rein in certain words. I'm not allowed to say see you next Tuesday or RETARD, which is a perfect description for flat earthers. You know, CUNTRETARDS's. That is so far 5 of the 30 super chats on my goal on YouTube. If we reach the goal tomorrow, instead of streaming on TikTok, I'm just going to stream on YouTube and just jump into as many Flat Earth lives as I can find. That's 25 more super chats on YouTube, and that's what we'll do tomorrow. There we go. Violation warning. Your live is flagged for hate speech and hateful behaviors. Repeated violations could result in your live being discontinued. Your live contains themes that some may find uncomfortable and has been restricted. Reason, hate speech and hateful behaviors. Flat Earthers are fucking idiots, TikTok. Get over it.
My friend told me that, well, you know that the Bible's a flat earth geocentric book. And I'm like, what? Really? So then basically I looked into all that and I kind of confirmed some of the verses, and like I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, yeah, it kind of is implying that the earth is the center of creation, level, topographical, encased by a dome.
Level does not mean flat. Just ask every surveyor ever. True level is conforming to the curvature of the liquid parts of Earth's surface, of course. A tire is level relative to a wheel. Is a tire flat? No, it's not. Level, like most words, can have different meanings depending on the context. And when you're talking about level on Earth, the context is in relation to the perpendicular pull of gravity, of course. Hello, it's me. Says captives are hard to get rid of when you've finished with them. I don't know. I just when I had Dave McKeegan in my previous house and I left, before I left, I just filled it with cement. Not sure what happened to Dave, but his clone's fine. So you know.
Or some sort of barrier container, waters above, waters below, and yeah. And then I'm like, okay, I gotta take this more seriously. So what I did was I basically just tried to look at all the claims that the flat earthers were making.
In between eating kebabs.
And basically, after a while, I was realizing that a lot of the stuff that the flat earthers were saying were actually true, like, and verifiable, like for yourself. They're not just things like...
There's nothing that a flat earther has ever said that is true or verifiable. Unless a flat earther has called themselves an idiot. That's definitely verifiable. What are you thinking, Vlad?
Honestly, this is what I believe. Neil deGrasse Tyson is a flat earther. Either A, he knows it, B, he doesn't know it. But here's what I know, is that he is backing away from, he's beginning to back away from the shit we could just set his ass on fire about. Because he doesn't want to go up against an Eric Dubé or a Bro Sanchez or a Blacklight, anybody like that. He doesn't want to go up against them because now you're going to have to compare oranges to our oranges.
And your oranges are full of stupid. Nathan, what's your thoughts today? What are you thinking about it?
Hi, my name's Nathan Oakley, and I have been lying to people about the Earth being flat for a lot of years. I did this to hide the fact I have a small penis.
That is not appropriate, Nathan.
That you can't verify. Whereas a lot of the globe stuff was just like a trust me, bro. You have to kind of really look at that stuff and be like, okay, well, I can't really confirm that, but, you know, kind of...
Backwards, everything on the globe is verifiable. Doesn't mean it's easy. You have to actually have some ounce of intelligence, but, you know, even most people that, you know, have 2 or 3 brain cells can figure out that the Earth is a globe and not flat. There's a horizon. Earth not flat. Nick Wall for £2 over on YouTube says, NASA shill payment attached. I do appreciate it. Simon says, is he talking with something in his mouth? Yeah, it's hard for him to not be eating. So, you know, this will be quite difficult for him to talk because normally he's, you know, stuffing kebabs and burgers into his mouth.
Have to just believe that. It's more of a religion, right? Which is funny because they try to say that we're a religion, but we're literally, a lot of the proofs about flat Earth you can verify for yourself.
There is 0 proofs about flat Earth. Nothing is verifiable on flat Earth. The only thing that's verifiable at flat Earth is that all flat earthers are fucking idiots. 4,100 likes on TikTok already. That's amazing. Thank you very much. Keep them coming. I do appreciate it. Randy Lame sent a finger. I didn't know you could send me fingers. Send me fingers, guys.
That's what was getting me, right? And then eventually the proof stacked up and up and up. And I was like, well, I think there's more. There's too much flat earth evidence now. And it's like, I've got to make a decision. Am I going to be a glober still? Or am I going to come over to the light?
Are you going to start being a fucking moron? Yeah, that's the one. Fat and a moron. Good combination.
Came over to the light. And then basically from there, once I realized, okay, this has merit to it, I actually came across the debates of flat earth, flat versus globe. And I came across one particular debate which stuck with me. This is back when I didn't even know who Caleb was. I didn't know who Whitsitt was. I didn't know any.
Caleb, the Nazi. Whitsitt, who I've chased off the internet and now lives with his mum and has banned him from going on social media.
Flat earth debaters. And it was a 3v3. It was Caleb, Whitsitt, and Dare to Know versus Globey McGlobeface, Blitz PhD, and some other random Globey. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, I didn't know who Whitsitt was. And he's like there. I'm looking at him. I'm like, he's destroying these guys. And this guy's a PhD.
The only thing Whitsitt has ever destroyed was his marriage when he abused his wife and got arrested for it. You know? Because that was funny. For everyone apart from his wife and decent people, of course. Flat earthers are just horrific people. This guy is here supporting somebody that literally physically abused his wife and got arrested for it. And has also previously been arrested for shoplifting and assault on random people in pubs and for derping in public. So, yeah, that's right. Support a wife abuser. Good job. Eileen Ulick says, this is the best globe community has to offer. Toxic behavior. Cry more, sad face. Of course, you're afraid to come and debate me, aren't you? I dare you to come and debate me. You won't, because you're a fucking coward. Like all Flerfs. Plus, you look like a thumb.
PhD. How is the flat earther just cooking these? I'm like, wow. I want to do that. I want to be that. I want to do that. And then that's where I looked into all the arguments and I was like, wanting to debate for the topic. And here I am.
Yeah, he's afraid to debate me. He came onto one TikTok live that I had, spouted a bunch of nonsense, wheezed unhealthily, and then ran away and has now blocked me so I can't respond to him. Trying to get him to debate me on Jaren's channel, but of course, he's afraid. Everyone on TikTok, laugh at Eileen Ulick. Because they're a dumb flat earther. Just point and laugh at them. That's all they're good for. And if you're worried about me being toxic, yeah, I'm toxic to flat earthers. I bully flat earthers. I bully the fucking idiots and the bullies that try to spread lies and misinformation. If they don't like it, stop being fucking idiots.
Yeah, it's so interesting, especially watching Whitsitt. I mean, he just comes off so articulate that if you are open-minded, so it sounds like you were kind of already open-minded.
Whitsitt doesn't come off articulate. He comes off as someone who can say a lot of words really fast, but when you actually listen to the words, they mean fuck all. The dude's actually been etherically displaced at this point, so, There we go, Rubiks. That's better. Laughing at Eileen Ulick. I've given them a link to join, but because flat earthers are terrified of me, of course, they're not going to. Hey, Dan, welcome to the TikTok Live.
Minded from before. What was life like before even getting into the Bible? What were you kind of like? Were you searching for something?
I think I don't know, but my whole life, I've always felt that I've been put on this earth for a reason. Like, I know it kind of sounds weird, but like, I've always felt that I've been put on here for something great, in a way. And it's very interesting now because with the knowledge...
No, you got that wrong. You've been put on the earth and you are great, as in your mass is great. What is my dog barking at? For fuck's sake. Gary IOW for £5 says he does have a neck beard though. So what else would you expect from an uneducated American moron? He's Australian, which always fucking gets me because Australians being flat earthers is like some of the dumbest shit that you could ever have. Oh, Clem, there's no point in tagging Angels of Light. He blocked me. Nick Wolf for £5 says, "Hi, I'm Craig, and I'm reintroducing Mindshock Mondays. I miss his dulcet tones." Fuck no, that dude is like 4 chipmunks pretending to be a person. Yeah, Borg, that was Commander Riker being angry at something, not sure what. Ha! TikTok just banned me from going live. Let me show you. A bunch of Flerfs just complained about me on TikTok, and my live got cancelled. Oh well, that means I only have to, deal with one live streaming thing right now. Fucking TikTok. Well, I can't. Let's see what the details say. Hate speech and hateful behaviour. Harassment and bullying. Oh, fucking TikTok. Oh well. That's fine. JB Musicos says that TikTok is a joke anyway. FTFE, it's where stupidity lives. Yeah. So I guess I cannot go tomorrow and join some TikTok live. So I guess I'll have to find something else to do. Any suggestions as to what you would like me to do tomorrow on TikTok?
Which I have now, I can literally prove that the creator God exists using science.
No, you can't. That's one of the dumbest fucking things that I have ever heard. Guys, you did hear him say that he thinks he's special, right? I mean, do we all agree that he's special? I agree that he's special. 223 watching on YouTube. Smash the like button like it's Angels of Light's face. Actually, you're going to get stuck in the flab.
Which is pretty huge, really, because if everybody knew where we lived on the Earth, if everybody knew that we're enclosed by a dome, there's a physical barrier in the sky holding in...
If there was a physical barrier, we'd be able to fucking see it with radar. We can't. We can use radar to look at the sun and bounce signals off the sun 93 million miles away. If there was a fucking physical barrier, that would mean the barrier would have to be at least 93 million miles away.
The gases. We live on a level topographical plane. That's actually the center of creation. That's what all the evidence points to. Even in the heliocentric cosmology, they have to admit that kinematically, the Earth could be reference framed as the center of creation and everything revolves around us.
Kinematics has nothing to do with creation. Kinematically, a kinematic equivalence says that you can just compare things from this frame to this frame, and you can consider anything as a rest frame. You can consider Earth as a rest frame. You can consider the moon as a rest frame. You can consider the sun as a rest frame. You can consider the center of the solar system as a rest frame. You can consider the cosmic microwave background radiation as a rest frame. Kinematic equivalence has nothing to do with showing the Earth is flat. It's just big words that you heard Witsit say. The Mojek199 says, is tick toxic? Also, it should be angels of shite. Angels of lies, or angels of pies, or bagels of lies, or angels of heavy. Let's. Jaron was maybe going to join today, but I guess he's busy. I'm just going to quickly read the names that we came up with for angels of shite. Right. We've got bagels of pies. Angels of light. It should be known as angels of heavy. Bagel per bite. Angels delight. A British pudding. Angels of cellulite. Angels blocks daylight. Angels too fat to get on a bike. Angels too fat to get on a flight. Angels large bites. Like his girlfriend says, angels, not tonight. Angels would probably die on the toilet taking a shite. Angels weighs 3 times summer Fahrenheit. Angels runs from the gym in fright. If we send angels over there, he can deorbit that satellite. Angels thinks burgers are electrolytes. Yeah, fucking hilarious. Syrian says angels cannot take flight. So guys, if you're going to super chat, then super chat a nickname for angels of pies, bagels of lies, angels of heavy, whatever you want to call him. Can't be I just got fucking banned from TikTok. That's hilarious. Gary IOW for £10 says, I wish I was special. You're so fucking special, but I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? I don't... I wish I was special. You're so fucking special, but I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? Yeah, that's the rules. If you send lyrics, I have to fucking sing them. Good lord. It's 11 out of 30 super chats. Tomorrow I will not be able to jump on TikTok lives because I've just been banned from TikTok until February the 18th, which is Wednesday. So maybe on Thursday, if we reach the super chat goal, I'll spend the time jumping onto TikToks and arguing with Flerfs. Randy Lay says for $2, navels of lint. Mangles and bites. Clive Wells says, no singing. You promised. No, I said that I have to. Fallen angels, Satan's delight.
Right, so if that's in fact true, then that literally, like, you got to ask yourself, we're the center of creation and who put us there? Something had to have put us in the center. That just can't be a coincidence. And especially if you look into all the other claims, like even say, just...
We're clearly not the center, right? Because if you measure the universe, right? If you measure it from Earth, then it's the same in every direction, which would suggest that we're the center. But that's the thing. You can then go to the moon and measure it from there, and it shows that the moon is the center of everything. Wherever you measure in the universe, it appears as though that is the center of the universe. And that's because, well, the universe is expanding faster than the speed of light, right? So, you know, there's an area that we can never see because the universe is expanding faster than that. And the space is literally expanding. So right now, we look out at the sky, we can see galaxies, we can see other stars, you know, we can see superclusters and shit, right? But after billions and billions of years, space will have expanded so fast and so far that the light coming from galaxies that are even relatively close to us will never be able to reach us because the space in between them has expanded, right? So in the future, if humans are still around and they're looking out at the sky, they won't be able to see all the galaxies that we see. And then go forward a bit further, right? And then the space between every star in our galaxy will have expanded. And you won't even be able to see other stars in our galaxy. So in the future, if humans exist and they're still on Earth, then they won't see any other things in the sky. It will appear as though we're the only thing there because the space between everything will have expanded so much, faster than the speed of light, that the light coming from those things could never reach us. So that's what's crazy to think, is that space itself is actually expanding, and expanding so fast that in the future, light from the things that we can see now will never reach us, because light can only travel at the speed of light, but space itself is technically expanding faster than the speed of light. I find that really interesting. The Turtle Moves for £2 says, angels of who ate all the pork pies. J Trance for £2 says, compared to angels McMoobs, Earth is indeed flat. Yeah, there's definitely more curve to Angel than Earth, that's for sure. Rosie says for $5, Bob Dylan lyrics. I don't know. I see you got a new boyfriend. I've never seen him before. I see you making love to him. You forgot to close the garage door. I don't know that song. I can't sing it if I don't know it. Dan Reeves says obtuse angles of moobs. Cosmic Conspiracy for Life says angels has expanded faster than the speed of light. Random dude on the internet says he is the not so Slim Shady. Keep them coming, guys. Every super chat I will read out, of course.
It's a simple one where it's like, the sun is 400 times further and bigger than the moon, so they appear the same size.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe they just are the same size. And
well, measurements disagree. You can make assumptions, but then you have to check those assumptions, right? And even though the sun and the moon appear the same size, I can hold a burger up, not near Angel's, of course, he'd eat it, but I can hold a burger up and it look the same size as a truck because the truck's further away. Doesn't mean the burger I'm holding is the same size as the truck. Don't get excited, Angels. Burgers aren't as big as trucks. The Turtle Move says he's Mooby McMoob face. Where's his neck, by the way?
Distance. Yeah, so it's pretty powerful information that we have here.
It is. No, and your story is very common to a lot of people out there, which is great, and why it's always fascinating to hear. So how did...
Yeah, his story is the same as a lot of flat earthers. I'm too stupid to understand anything, therefore Earth flat. The Mojek 199 says, Angels of Dearth. Who's his papa? Dearth is his papa. Dearth. We got Bagels of Tight from D Zolver for £2. Thank you very much. I do appreciate the super chats, guys. 17 out of the 30 super chats in the goal. The goal was going to be me doing TikTok lives with flat earthers tomorrow, but I've just been banned from TikTok live for being mean to flat earthers. That's so fucking stupid. That's what I do. Randy Lane says that his neck is attached to his head, which is firmly lodged up his arse. Hey guys, do me a favor. One in the chat if you would like to see me just do a stream playing Satisfactory, and whilst playing Satisfactory, also dunking on Flerfs. New game mode coming up in Satisfactory, but I have also started a new world in the Northern Forest, and we can see how far we can get on that. Ones if you'd like to see me do a stream playing Satisfactory while dunking on Flerfs.
Flat Earth change you from what you were like before?
Brenda Crate says, what was it that got you banned? I don't know, I guess saying the word cunt. What I'll do quickly is I'm just going to give you a quick tour of my rocket power facility as a little break. If you didn't know, I do have a gaming channel called FTFE Plays, previously known as Married to Xbox. You can see here that my wife and I used to do a weekly show. Oh, there's Fat Craig. A weekly show called A Week in Xbox. This is my rocket power facility on Satisfactory. So this is the oil refinery stage where I turn the oil from crude oil nodes into heavy oil residue, which then also gives off some polymer resin. This is the biggest structure I've ever made in the game. If you don't know, Satisfactory is a factory building game where you have to mine stuff to build other stuff to build stuff that needs power. So you have to build power stations and then, you know, do other stuff. So here's the elevator going up to second floor, which is the compacted coal assembly. Compacted coal assembly has a train that brings in sulfur and coal, as well as a line separately of sulfur and coal, with the 20 assemblers making compacted coal, which have to mix with the heavy oil residue to make turbo fuel. Yes, Batbond, you mine stuff to build stuff and build stuff to mine stuff, and you have to power all that, of course. This was the power I needed for phase 4. I had to build this place. Here's the turbo fuel refinery where I mix the heavy oil residue with the compacted coal, thanks to a very nice old recipe. And I've got 18 refineries there making the turbo fuel, which is then pumped up to another level. Above that, I have a floor making nitric acid, which I bring in nitrous oxide into, as well as iron plates. Mix water, nitrous oxide, and iron plates to make nitric acid. These blenders are all making nitric acid, which then sends that up to be mixed with the turbo fuel from the previous level. And then the next floor is my rocket fuel blending. I've got a nice old rocket fuel recipe where I mix the turbo fuel with nitric acid in these 8 blenders to make turbo fuel, rocket fuel, sorry. That's compacted coal as a byproduct, which I need to also get rid of. And then the final floor, if you can see the big bits coming out at the top there, is Power Generation City, where there's 320 fully sharded, overclocked fuel generators, all making power. Now, the power generated here is actually more than the UK makes by like 4 times. Yeah, this is my rocket fuel. So if you want to see me play some Satisfactory whilst dunking on Flat Earthers, then we can definitely do that.
Before.
Look, I'm noticing even when at Arizona, when I met DJ Curious, all you guys, right? I'm realizing it's given me a lot more confidence. It's given me a confidence boost, definitely, because before, if I was to do a speech in front of an audience, especially as big as it was at that conference, you know, there was at least 100 people watching me. 50 to 100 at least.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there would have been more, but you couldn't fit you all on stage was the problem, mate, honestly. Oh, by the way, guys, that might be coffee. They never confirmed that it's coffee. Just saying.
I would have been a nervous wreck. I wouldn't have been able to do that. And I did it. And it was like, well, okay, I'm still nervous, but geez, it didn't debilitate me. It didn't stop me from being able to do what I wanted to do. And I was able to. After that, I really realized that, geez, it's given me a big confidence boost.
Why do you think that is?
Because he could eat so much, basically. The Mojek for 199 says, does Angels play Fatisfactory? No, Satisfactory is a game for smart people. It involves maths. There's no flat earther that could play Satisfactory. F Grudge says, for €5, why aren't you streaming Satisfactory gameplay? Gamers with less than 50,000 subs get 1,000 to 5,000 simultaneous viewers. I'm dying for some Satisfactory gameplay. Okay, I will stream my new world that I'm doing whilst playing some, whilst dunking on flat earthers. Is that what you guys want me to do on Monday? All right. Let's do a vote. Monday. Satisfactory / dunking on Flerfs stream. If you guys vote yes in this poll, then Monday will be Satisfactory / dunking on flat earthers. Boston Concert says, link the FTFE plays channel. Sure. Most of the videos on there have been removed. I should probably just put them back, to be fair. Just got some of my favorites on there, including the world's biggest video on Inside. Jimenez says, for $2 Australian, Angels, the desert god likes. Obviously with Weiss.
I think it's because it's like, I know what side of truth I'm on. And it's like, when I really think I know what I'm talking about in terms of this subject, even though I'm fairly new, like I'm a flat earther for about 3 years. I got into it about 2023. But I really...
In between eating lots of pies, I assume. He is a baby Flerf, and his papa Flerf is David Weiss. But everyone go and bug him to debate me on Jaren's channel.
He went hardcore into all the evidence on it. And scientifically, I've learned a lot of science. I haven't learned so much in the last 3 years.
You've learned no science. You don't understand anything about science. You think a fucking silhouette is a shadow, you fat fuck.
I've learned more in the last 3 years than I have in my entire life. I can definitely say that for the fact.
Yeah, well, for sure, especially like you're saying, when you're learning what you to believe to be the truth, it becomes like you just want every detail, and you're using what you've learned to go and have debates, which I think takes a really certain skill set, and you do an amazing job, and you have a lot of patience, and you're also having fun, because I've been listening for just getting familiar with your TikTok, which has a really great following. I think it's almost around 50,000 followers on TikTok alone.
Yeah, TikTok rewards stupidity, apparently. Trying to grow my TikTok, but, you know, it seems to be geared towards conspiracy theorists and fucking idiots rather than actual people that put out proper content, of course. Random dude on the internet says, Craig, Angels of Light bending mass is probably bigger than all of your factories. Yeah, my rocket power facility is tiny compared to fucking Angels of Heavy, of course. Apparently he was on DZ Debates 48 hours ago. Parallax says, weren't you thick once? Yeah, that's why I'm allowed to dunk on the fatters.
And yeah, getting confidence. It's interesting. I feel the same. It's a weird thing when you're questioning. Oh, did we lose him? Oh, it's a weird thing when you're questioning the nature of reality and what we were taught is in direct opposition. So how did that moment? Did things get like blow your mind? Do you remember when you were like confirming? Uh-oh, we might be losing connection.
What? No, he's good. No.
Yeah, he's trying to tech. He's confused because he's not eating. All of his power is currently in his microwave. That's the thing, right? Nick Wall says Angels inherited FTFE's fat and fucking doubled it by the looks of it. Cosmic Conspiracy for Life says Angels of Shite loves to bite with his shirt so tight during the night he thinks he's right, but he's full of shite and he loves the burgers. He does love the burgers. I like a burger. Not as much as Angels of Shite, of course. Guys, we're going to be going for probably about another 30 minutes, 45 minutes today. And then we'll be back tomorrow with a stream dunking on Flat Earthers whilst playing some Satisfactory, because why the fuck not?
I see him. He's not gone. No, you're not gone. Oh crap. I can see him. I can hear him. Toggle your mic back on. No, your mic's muted. Your mic's muted. Toggle
Sorry,
your mic.
guys.
No. There you go. You're back. You
Okay,
never
we
left.
can see you.
You never left.
I don't think you can hear
I
us.
just lost you guys.
No.
If you can
Flerfs Tech, always fun.
hear me, I'm going to come back.
Okay, we can hear
I'll
you.
come back.
Now that's unusual.
Well,
yeah. So internet stuff all around.
Yeah, the internet today, guys, was a little rough. So bear with us. Already, I'm really enjoying his.
Random dude on the internet says Angels of Light bending mass, Angels of pecan pie, Angels of chocolate pudding delight, Angel unable to wear any sort of tights, Angels of eternal bites. I fucking love it. Brilliant. Right, it looks like you guys do want me to do a Satisfactory / dunking on Flerf stream. So I guess that's what we do tomorrow. Now, we could either do me continuing to build the world that me and my wife have been nearly finished, but I think it's going to be better if I continue with my new world. And anyone can join me. We'll see if that works.
Interview.
Random dude on the internet says Angels of chocolate pudding delight, Angels of planet eating bite, Angels who can't glide with kites, Angels of eternal shites.
He's just got.
While he's coming back, I'll do some shout outs off the comments. Okay.
Okay.
Yep, there he is. Hang on. That was fast. All right. Are you back? Can you hear us?
Yes. Thank you.
All right. Take off. Go ahead.
What you didn't see was whilst he was off the screen, he had 5 burgers. Look at him. He's got fatter. Like, look at the fucking size of him. That's incredible. I wasn't even that big.
Hear you. Welcome back. Sorry about that.
Zumasai says, Angels, oh God, don't wear the tights.
Where were we? Sorry. What were we?
Yeah, I'll bring us back. So, you had explained why Flat Earth was important to you. It gave you this confidence to kind of go up there and share what you believe to be the truth, which I think is what happens to us all, right? We're like completely mind blown when you wake up to the idea of that, hey, what we were taught, completely false, a complete lie, and the deception is just in our face. And so, being on this side of things, to the outsiders, it just looks completely like we've lost our marbles. How could we be questioning reality? Look at what they show us with space every day. So were you into space before? That's kind of, I still want to get a little bit more of your origin story for the audience.
So I wasn't, look, I used to think I was really smart because I knew that the sun was 93 million miles away and that it took 8 minutes for the sun's light to get to Earth and all that kind of stuff.
That doesn't make you smart. That's just basic knowledge. I mean, you learn that shit at high school. It doesn't make you smart because you listened to a couple of things at high school. What makes you dumb is that you've now rejected these well-known facts. Batterbond says angels of bounce.
I would say, yeah, I was kind of into it, but not to the point where I was like, oh, I wasn't really a fanatic, I'll put it that way. And I had no real attachment to the glow paradigm either. That's why, like, it didn't offend me. It didn't get me triggered at all when I heard about flat Earth. I mean, like everyone, I thought it was the dumbest thing ever.
Right.
And then you look into it and it's like, hang on a second.
Yeah, if you look into it and you're fucking stupid, then you'd be like, oh, wait a second. Every little thing about flat Earth I can debunk without even having to really engage my actual brain. Because everything about flat Earth is fucking stupid. And flat earthers must be really annoyed right now because most conspiracy theories are coming true apart from, like, their shit, of course. And moon landing and, contrails and chemtrails and shit like that. The Mojek calls them angels of dunce. Random dude on the internet says, if this dude ever goes skydiving, his belly fat could save him and send him straight back to the atmosphere. No, atmos. It's just the atmos, guys.
I think the flat earthers have a point.
Yeah, I love that you saw a Witsit debate. That was pretty good. And how cool is that would motivate you to go, okay, I'm going to look into this. And as you start to verify it, you're like, okay, I know what I want to do. And you've been doing it. That's how you built up this following, mostly from debates, right?
Pretty much, yeah. A bit of content creating and debating, yeah, for sure, yeah.
The fact that he's using witless as a baseline here is quite funny. Remember, Austin Whitsitt is the guy that said the reason why we see different stars rotating in the north and south is because if I draw a circle on a window and you're the other side, you'd see it going the opposite direction. Even though there's at no point when you're flying from north to south that you go through a fucking pane of glass. Paradox says, can you debunk flat azimuths? Azimuths aren't flat. What are you on about? Cosmic Conspiracy for Life says, help, there's an earthquake. Oh no, sorry, angels just jumped up and down.
So, we're going to, at some point, guys, we'll play some video clips from his TikTok. We have those queued up. But yeah, I think a lot of people just love to hear how you go from one thing. A lot of us loved space and we were like really into it. We couldn't get enough of it. We thought we knew, quasars and pulsars and distances, like you said. But I always found it interesting that we weren't really talking much about the rotational speeds of stuff. We weren't really discussing how fast is they're spinning on a daily basis. The globe side, they don't think about the Earth actually moving around the sun at a constant speed that is so reliable to give us our, perfect system that we're in. And then you get to fly.
Well, we do. We can explain that all the time. There's no problems with you. The analemma, for instance, is an exact consequence of the Earth tilting and having a slightly elliptical orbit. Every single bit of the phenomenons that we experience in our daily lives are explained by the globe and the globe model. Every single bit of it. I mean, it's almost a constant speed. There's a very different, very tiny difference in the fastest and the slowest speed of Earth whilst orbiting around the sun. But, it's almost a perfect circle. And it's almost a constant speed, but it does change slightly. And with the fact that the Earth's also tilting, that's why we have the analemma of the sun. The Mojek points out that atmosphere minus sphere is atmo, so not atmos. So they can't even get that right. Yeah, you're right. They can't get anything right, can they? The 11420 says, damn, if that dude was my co-pilot, I'd make sure I have a parachute. Parachutes wouldn't help him, of course. Right, guys, we've got 21 out of the 30 super chats. 22 now. If we get to the 30 on Thursday, after I'm allowed to have my TikTok back, I will jump on some TikTok lives instead of streaming on TikTok. We've got 5 minutes to get 8 more super chats to see if we can do that. Gary IOW for £5 says, "Witch shit is not someone you would aspire to be like." I know. Why would you want to aspire to someone that physically abused their wife?
And you're like, whoa, this place is just dialed in and so fine-tuned. It's precise. It's becomes intentional, like you're saying. It becomes evident that there's a creator. And so you had mentioned getting into the scripture. What were you like before even reading about the Bible? Were you already...
Random dude on the internet says, "Everyone stop fat shaming him. He's already got a lot on his plate."
a believer in God, or were you just not sure? What was life like?
Yeah, I was definitely always a believer in God. And I was almost, as a kid, I remember for some reason I kind of actually wanted God to be real, because I thought in my head, like when I was a kid, child, maybe 10 years old, right? I used to think to myself, well, when I pass away, I don't want that to be it. I don't want to see black and then that's it. I'm gone. I want to see my family again. I want to see it. I want to live more.
Well, that's just an emotional want, isn't it? I think it's much better to think of this is the only life we get, and that makes it beautiful and special. Right? My family, my mum's dead, and she died recently, and it's broken my heart. But I'm not waiting to see her again, because I can see her every time I close my eyes, every time I dream, every time I think about the things she taught me and the love she gave me. My mum still exists with me, as part of me. It's just an emotional need. Oh, I want to see my family again when I die. Yeah, well, tough. Accept the fact that they're gone, but they live with you. They're never truly gone if they exist up here. My mum is never going to be truly gone. The wisdom that she gave me, the love that she showed me, it's going to live on in me, in my sisters, in my dad. And I think that's way more beautiful than thinking, oh, I'm going to get to see them again. Like, I think life is more beautiful knowing that this is it. This is what we get. And we have to do everything we can to make this the best life that we have. That makes life a lot more special and a lot more beautiful. At least in my opinion. The Mojex says that's why summer is shorter in the south. The slight elliptical orbit of Earth is closer to the sun and moves slightly faster. Yeah. Even though Australia is basically hot all the fucking time. Orion Cooper, who's been over for 14 months, says pimpin'. Yeah, this emotional need and want of, I want to see my family again. I don't want it to be the end. Suck it up. Deal with it. People die. But you get to decide if they're gone or not. If you honor their memory and you think about them and you love them even though they're gone. Because to quote an android, what is grief but love persevering?
I don't want this to be it. Yeah. And I remember thinking that in my mind when I was a kid, and then, high school and primary school. It's really weird because I went to a Catholic primary school where on one hand they were telling you God created the earth, and on the other hand they're teaching evolution and that it made itself. So it's really that dynamic was really weird to me.
Right, so the earth being created by an exploding star and evolution do not discount God existing, okay? I don't personally believe in God. I think it's a bit childish to think there's a magic man in the sky, right? But I can never disprove God. I know evolution is a fact because the evidence points to it. I know the earth was formed from the remnants of an exploding star because all the evidence points to it, right? But none of that discounts God. God could have put all of that in motion. If God is an all-powerful deity that could have done whatever he wants, then he could have created the process that created Earth. He could have created the process of evolution and abiogenesis. These things are not mutually exclusive. Evolution doesn't mean no God. But I don't think there's a God, but I can never prove that. I know there's no proof of God, in the same way that there's no proof that God doesn't exist. Got 23 out of 30 super chats. We've got a minute to get to the other 7, but I'm going to do it anyway. If you guys want a super chat, please do it to either insult me for being fat in the past or Angel for being fat now. Rubiks does point out, if God is real, I'm fighting them. You have to get behind me, because if God is real and we ever meet, we're fighting and I'm throwing the first punch.
As a kid, and like I said, now that I know the truth about where we live, it's like, well, there has to be a creator, because if we're in an enclosed system, something on the outside of that system had to make the earth. Terrariums don't create themselves in nature. There's no terrariums in nature that create themselves.
Well, it's a good thing we're not in a fucking massive dome then, isn't it? No evidence shows that we're in a dome. If we're in a dome and there's no gravity, then there would be no gradient in our atmosphere. The Earth is not a dome. So you're running on a false premise because you're fucking stupid. Nick Wall says, for £10, Richard Dawkins said it most profoundly. He described how we should be grateful that we are the few that made it to be alive against all the odds against us being born. Yeah. I, and all of you, are the result of a billion cosmic coincidences. A trillion chances. An infinite amount of possibilities have resulted in you existing, right? And that is what makes us special. There is much more chance that we wouldn't exist. But there is so many things that have come together. The star exploding at the right point. The Earth forming in the right position from the star and formed from the star that exploded. The atmosphere having the right contents for life. They're us being in the Goldilocks zone. The billions of years of evolution and chance and mutations, and there's so many massive amounts of things that have resulted in us existing. That's far more special than thinking a magic sky daddy went, you exist now. I mean, that's a bit pathetic. That'd be like, oh, someone just chose that I exist. I don't find that special. What's special is all the billions and trillions of things that have come together to mean that we exist. And that means that life is beautiful and we should treasure it. Not the other way around. The Mojek says, if you could prove God, there would be no need for faith. Evolution is proved for sure. Well, all the evidence points towards evolution being true. Absolutely. Rubiks points out, if Sky Daddy made me exist with my health issues, Sky Daddy is a sadistic asshole. Yeah. If God did exist and created the universe and everyone in it, then why did he create my little sister with multiple sclerosis? That seems like a bit of a cunt move to me.
So if the Earth is essentially a giant terrarium and we're in it, well, I'm sorry, that needs a creator on the outside to make the Earth. So, yeah.
Do you remember that moment where you started to accept flat Earth? Were you just like mind blown? How did you react to just going, we're in a terrarium? I mean, still it sounds crazy to me, but here we are.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. Just the fact that the whole space aspect of it too, like it just meant that everything was more local, and that something above us is like, in my opinion, when I saw the biblical model and how it kind of enthrones God on his throne right above the earth, I'm like thinking, yeah, God's not far away. Like, he's right there, And the heliocentric paradigm, I guess, the people that are God believers that, but they're still on the heliocentric side, like, they think God's like, he's light years away. He's
No, people that believe in God and know the Earth's a globe and the universe exists don't think that God is light years away. He's on another plane of existence. Heaven isn't a physical location that you can travel to. No Christian thinks that. No Christian thinks that you could get in a spaceship and travel for a billion miles and end up in heaven and see God. That's not how it works. Heaven is a literal another plane of existence. There's no distance to God. That's not how it works, you fucking dipshit. A Juminist for $5 Australian says, I'm Craig, and my new favourite Duna cover is Angels in Tights while sleeping on Witsit bedsheet and snuggling up with a Mike Smith toe pillowcase. Duna is what the rest of the world calls a duvet cover, by the way. Yeah, I learned that recently when I kept going, what the fuck is a Duna? And I had to be told. I can't even have a duvet at the moment because I think as I've lost a bunch of weight and I'm losing more weight, or actually I'm putting on weight because of muscle at the moment, but with my body recomposition happening, I'm fucking sweating something crazy at night, and like I have to have the window wide open, and like if I've got my duvet on, I'm just like sweating like an absolute cunt.
You know, you can't see him, he's not reachable type thing, you know? But he's right there. He's like right there with us in this system that he's made for us, you know, and it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, the God being right there thing doesn't mean he has to have a physical location. Like when people say God is here with me, it's not that he's literally there, it's that he exists in us. Like, he can't even get his fucking biblical shit right. Random dude on the internet says this tank's fat could be used as body armor. I think DJ Curious just disappeared, by the way. Simon says that's not a t-shirt he's wearing, it's a muumuu. F-Grudge for €10 says a perfect, unchanging, omniscient God is necessarily the least conscious concept imaginable. There is no happening for God because there is no change. Checkmate, Christians. Okay, that fucking works. Alright guys, we're going for just about another 10 minutes. We're going to continue this tomorrow, whilst also doing some Satisfactory. How's that sound?
Oh no, we just lost DJ. Oh, fun. Oh, we're having a fun time tonight. Okay, so DJ's dropped off, so we've now got, if you believe in conspiracies, and I do, sometimes weird things happen to us, but our guest is still with us. I'm still with it. Hey, you know what? While we're waiting for DJ, maybe we should play one of your video clips.
Right, I tell you what, guys, right? We're going to stop it there for tonight because I've got the gym in the morning and I need to get a decent bit of sleep for that, okay? We will continue this tomorrow whilst playing some Satisfactory in a world that I'm going to let anybody join. It's on console, so if you do want to join me, then you have to be on console. I don't think there is cross-play between PC and console because PC has mods which they don't allow on consoles. But if you have a PlayStation or an Xbox, get Satisfactory downloaded and you can join my world tomorrow and we can destroy nature together whilst covering the rest of this derp. Thank you everyone for being with me tonight. That's been quite a fun little short stream, but there's a lot more of this derp to cover. A lot more of this derp to cover. Jesus Christ. We need to break that up into little bits. So thank you very much for joining me tonight. Before we go, I do have a very important question that I need to ask, though. A really, really important question. Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars?
Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars? Should be wishing for a brain right now, brain right now, brain right now.
Good morning. These words come with a storm warning. Better batten down the hatches, grab some matches and brace yourself. for a long day of misery. YouTube has given me the power to reach up into the sky and show you all that we live on the ball. I bring you science that's comprehensible. Your view is indefensible. You're reprehensible. When I was young, I never thought I would be here to see this. A pile of random nonsense dressed up as bullshit. Your ignorance will be the death of us all, like running head first full speed into a wall. You could always read a book, buy a telescope, set it up and take a photo of the moon, or just be a buffoon. I send you in a balloon up to the stratosphere at page 3.
You're a few fries short of a happy meal. You're dumber than a box of hair. The wheel's spinning but the hamster's dead, and you're as smart as bait. You forgot to pay your brain bill. You're missing a few buttons on the remote control. 24 cents short of a quarter. You're surfing in Nebraska. You're as bright as Alaska in December, and you fell out of your family tree. You don't have all the cornflakes in one box. You got an IQ of 2 and it takes 3 to grunt. The elevator doesn't go all the way up, and there's a vacancy on the top floor. Your antenna doesn't pick up all the channels. You're several nuts short of a
You're Mr.
fruitcake.
Sensible, calm down, don't go too hard. You don't need the hard burying Flerfs in your backyard. You're a man of science, poise and grace. Mage 2 did everything to wipe the grins off the face. So Nathan, get away from those kids. The world is not flat and it doesn't have a lip. Recognize the differences between the textbook and the Bible and control yourself. Lay off your slander and your lies. You're a bunch of knobs poisoning the world of the youth, spreading lies that you like to claim as knowledge and truth. Stop spreading fresh bullshit like the butter on your bread. Maybe a musical assault and knock some sense into your head. I hope one day you'll hear these lyrics and smile, and you realize you used to be a 40-year-old child. Now it's time to wake up, open your eyes and see, and acknowledge the existence of.
You're a few clowns short of a circus. Your phone is off the hook. Your sewing machine is out of thread. You're all foam and no beer. You don't have all your dogs on one leash. An intellect rivaled only by garden tools. There's no grain in your silo, and your skylight leaks a little. Your belt doesn't go through all the loops. You couldn't pour water out of the boot without instructions on the heel. Your slinky's kinked, and you're proof that evolution can work in reverse. A few feathers short of a whole duck, one fruit loop short of a full bowl.
Airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars. Should be wishing for a brain right now, brain right now, brain right now. Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars? Should be wishing for a brain right now, brain right now, brain right now.
You thought it was over? Well, I'm still standing while you're swinging, flinging feces, talking shit just like the human centipede. You've got the mind of a chimp, and I'm here to expedite your shore leave. Cause I'm a seaman, but not the kind I writ up on your mum's gums. I'm the kind that sailed submarines and fired guns. I could float a boat across the ocean with my eyes closed, circumnavigate the globe with a compass and a bag of sausage rolls. Well, all you can do is nibble on your toes. I'll smack you with the hose that you call the water level, sit and swivel. You nasal gazing muppet, you can stuff it harder than the wallet stuffed by Warren Buffett. And I don't care about your sauces unless you're serving them, and I don't care about your lines unless you're curving them. Now step away from me, you're sucking up my oxygen with the vacuum where your brain should be, you dumb fuck. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. I love every single one of you. Not you, Gary. You know that. Now, if you have stuck around to the end, I have a little treat for you. I used to have a YouTube channel called Married to Xbox, which has now been rebranded as FTFE Plays. And for over a year, my wife and I did a weekly show called A Week in Xbox. I'm now going to play you one of those episodes for the next 10 minutes before we finish. Thanks for watching, and remember, stupidity is not a right. Enjoy.
Hello, welcome to Week in Xbox. I'm Emma.
And I'm Craig. Thanks for coming back.
Well done, that was good. Just one.
And you're back with Married to Xbox on YouTube. It means that you have made some good life choices.
Craig, stick to the script.
Sorry. Well, this week I've been playing Playdead's latest game, Inside, where you're on the run from an oppressive regime.
That's better. But first is the 12th versus in our first to 9 challenge. Current scores are 6 to Craig, 4 to me, and it looks like Twitter wants me to beat him again, as they told us to have a gun game rematch from Black Ops 3.
Am I allowed to beat you?
You can try. Let's see what happens.
Infantry down. Spear. Shut up. Spear. There you go. That's a kill. Spear. Infantry down. Smoke. Infantry down. Warfighter. Stay up. Drop. Shut up. Tango down. Infantry down. Spear. Warfighter. Enemy down. Spear. Blunt. Soldier down. Smoke. Spear. Blunted. Smoke.
Yes! Beat you at COD. Am I allowed to beat you?
We'll talk about this later.
Am I in trouble?
Craig, do you want to tell them what I've let you play this week?
Well, I've been playing Inside, the latest game from Limbo creators Play Dead, and you know what? It's creepy as hell. From the creators of Limbo comes another atmospheric puzzle platformer called Inside. If you played Play Dead's last outing, then Inside is going to feel comfortingly familiar. You play as a young boy making his way through a dark and creepy landscape, trying to avoid being captured by the oppressive regime that seems to be in control of the world you make your way through. There's no story, no tutorials and no cutscenes. The story is told purely through the atmosphere and the actions that you and others in the world take. As you make your way forward to whatever end awaits you, you have to solve some tricky physics and environment-based puzzles that take you to the rooftops of this scary city, deep underground and even deeper underwater. The puzzles involve clever use of mind control of the zombie-like inhabitants, and sometimes you have to fall in line and behave just like the oppressed masses to avoid being spotted and captured. Full of tense, scary and sometimes pulse-pounding moments, this game is a triumph of minimalism and has firmly stuck itself in position as one of my favourite games so far of 2016.
Too creepy and atmospheric for me, I'm afraid. That's why I made Craig play it.
Now that is the kind of demand I don't mind meeting.
Remember your place, Craig.
Yes, dear.
Next up, there's been a few exciting announcements for Xbox this week, so let's go over to Emma and her minion in the news studio. Welcome to M2X News. The underwhelming human versus monster first-person shooter Evolve is getting a re-release as a free-to-play game.
Evolve Stage 2 is getting underway. The game first goes into free-to-play beta on PC, with confirmation it will be coming to consoles soon. The player count on the PC has risen 1700% since the announcement, and Turtle Rock are hoping this will also be the case on console.
Rockstar's Wild West simulator Red Dead Redemption has been confirmed for backwards compatible release.
The fan favourite Cowboy 'em Up has seen an increase in sales of over 6,000% since the announcement.
Are you worried that you won't be able to afford a Project Scorpio? Well, good news. Dave McCarthy, General Manager at Xbox Services, said that there will be a trade-in programme for current Xbox One owners.
Promising to make the transition to Scorpio as smooth as possible, Xbox will be speaking to retail partners to get the best trade-in deals possible when Scorpio is released.
Grand Theft Auto Online is still going strong with the announcement of the Cunning Stunts update.
July the 12th will see GTA 5's online portion try to take on Trackmania with an update for racing with crazy courses, with loops and insane jumps and a whole new bunch of cars.
That was M2X News. Back to Emma and her minion on the sofa.
Hey, do you think there's like news that isn't about video games?
I don't really understand the question.
I knew I married you for a reason.
Yeah, like you had a choice in the matter. Get on with introducing the community spotlight.
This week is a great gamer who loves to do guides, introducing Nerdy Tactical Gaming.
Hey there, Mr. Prime here of Nearly Tactical Gaming. Check out my channel for commentary videos and guide videos. See you there.
Oh, come on, Barry.
Hi.
Well done, Craig. Another great choice. I approve.
Thanks to Nerdy Tactical Gaming for this week's vid. If you want to be involved in the community spotlight, get in contact with us at twitter.com/married to Xbox.
So Craig played Inside, and I didn't want to, but I thought I'd take a look at 5 other games with oppressive regimes.
Freedom!
Be quiet, Craig. In Timbo the Badass Elephant, you are the only man, elephant, that can stop the oppressive regime Phantom from taking over. You can headbutt and butt slam as many baddies as you want without feeling guilty, as you're doing it for freedom, for justice, and for peanuts? Where would a list about oppressive regimes be without the Nazis? Yes, that's right. In this alternate universe, the Nazis have won the Second World War thanks to some advanced tech and taken over the world. Enter generic badass BJ Blazkowicz to gun down the Nazi horde. Imagine this, right? You're on a date, happily hiking with your significant other, when all of a sudden, BAM! Underground lair full of robots and people about to try and take over the world. Oh, and they've gone and kidnapped your date. Damn it, video games. Every time. You come back home to visit some friends and relax, but no, some massive douche has put statues of himself up everywhere and is forcing everyone to mine for some ultra rare element, blah blah blah, excuse to blow stuff up. Oh, and I can fly. Oh, thanks Just Cause 3. The entire facility is controlled by a one computer woman oppressive regime.
It's you.
As the game progresses, GLaDOS gets more and more sinister until she promises you cake, and then doesn't give you any cake.
Look, we both said a lot of things that you're going to regret. But I think we can put our differences behind us. For science. You monster.
Some really fun games there. Check them out if you like fighting against the man.
Don't be getting any bright ideas, Craig. Now it's that time where we look at what you have been saying in our videos and the messages you've been sending us in Pokemon Go.
Oh, there's a Charizard. I can go get it.
Oi, we're busy.
Sorry. First comment from Dummy X Leo on last week's show. Dummy X Leo thinks Emma was right with her thoughts about the new DLC for Star Wars Battlefront and calls it cheeky.
Didn't say you could do the voiceover.
But I thought if I just
But what have I told you about thinking? Who's next?
Okay, next is the Angry Kilt, comments on last week's show.
The Angry Kilt can't wait for the next South Park game and says that the fractured arsehole is gonna be class.
I can't wait for the new South Park game.
Craig, speak when spoken to. Last warning. Next, another comment on last week's show. Gateway to Gaming says that Craig's hair looks better after he's electrocuted. I know, isn't it fun when he hurts himself?
So, can I...
Go on then.
Right, next up is Queen of Awesome, Julie, with a comment about Emma.
Julie asks if I'm bathing in the blood of virgins as I look hotter every week. Not virgin blood, Julie, no. But have you ever wondered why Craig gets injured so easily? Craig, what's that? That's better. Next is a whole lot of love for M2X. Thanks to Epic Smiley, the Buddha Bless OG, Sir Gemzo, Key Josh, and the Red Fox YT. Thanks for watching and commenting.
Thanks for watching episode 19 of A Week in Xbox.
Craig, stop speaking out of turn. Come back next week for our 20th episode. No.
Denied. Don't forget to subscribe to Nerdy Tactical Gaming and us for more M2X.
Bye.
Bye. So, can I have a go on the Xbox now?
No. Back to your cupboard.
There we go, a 10-year-old video that was literally released in 2016. That was the 20th episode of Married to Xbox, of A Week in Xbox on the channel Married to Xbox. My wife and I started. Maybe it'll come back sometime, who knows. But I'll see you tomorrow for some satisfactory gaming and more dunking on a dumbass Flerf. In the meantime, remember that stupidity's not a right. Fight the flat Earth.